India and Pakistan share a complex history, characterized by conflict and tension, particularly over the disputed region of Kashmir. Since their independence from British colonial rule in 1947, these two nations have grappled with a turbulent relationship, punctuated by 3 major wars and multiple skirmishes. The first war, fought just a year after their independence, was a direct result of the partition that led to the creation of these two nations. The second and third wars, in 1965 and 1971, were deeply rooted in the Kashmir dispute, a territorial conflict that continues to be a thorn in the side of their bilateral relations. However, the roots of their strained relationship extend beyond these wars. The Kashmir issue in particular has been a constant source of tension. This beautiful mountainous region is claimed in full by both India and Pakistan, but each only controls parts of it. The conflicting claims over Kashmir have sparked many clashes and standoffs, causing a significant strain on their relationship. In 2019, a major shift occurred when India revoked the autonomous status of Kashmir, integrating it more closely with the Indian state. This move was seen by Pakistan as a direct violation of Kashmir's rights and was met with strong opposition. As a result, diplomatic talks between the two countries were suspended, further escalating the tension. Yet, history is not just a tale of conflicts and disagreements. It's also a chronicle of change, of shifts in attitudes and approaches. And in the case of India and Pakistan, there have been recent attempts to move past their historical disputes. Despite this history of conflict, there have been recent attempts to thaw relations between the two countries. In March 2021, Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan expressed a desire for peaceful relations with India, responding to a similar sentiment expressed by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This marked an interesting turn in the dialogue between the two nations. The exchange of letters between these two leaders was a move towards a more peaceful dialogue. In his letter, Prime Minister Khan thanked Prime Minister Modi for his greetings on Pakistan Day, stating that the people of Pakistan also desire peaceful relations with all neighbors, including India. He added that such a relationship would be mutually beneficial to the people of both nations. Prime Minister Modi, in his response, emphasized the need for an environment of trust, one without terror and hostility. He expressed India's desire for cordial relations with Pakistan, a sentiment that was echoed by his counterpart. This exchange of letters was more than just diplomatic niceties. It was a manifestation of the desire for peace on both sides. The letters, though not officially released, were confirmed by anonymous officials and their contents were made known to the public. Despite the history of conflict, which includes 3 wars and numerous border tensions, this exchange of letters signaled a potential shift in the diplomatic relations between the two countries. A shift towards peace and understanding, towards mutual respect and cooperation. It was a reminder that despite the differences and disputes, there lies a common desire for peace and prosperity. It was a reminder that dialogue, understanding, and trust are vital in resolving conflicts and fostering an environment of peace. These letters, written by the leaders of two nations with a history of conflict, serve as a beacon of hope. A hope that peace is possible, that differences can be settled through dialogue and understanding. And so, with these letters, a new chapter may have begun in the complex relationship between India and Pakistan. A chapter that could be marked by peace, cooperation, and mutual respect. This exchange of letters signaled a possible shift in the diplomatic relations between the two countries. In a significant move, India invited Pakistan's Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari to a meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) in May 2023. This invitation holds a weight of immense importance. It is a gesture, a symbol of potential reconciliation, a beacon of hope in the troubled history of India-Pakistan relations. It's a step that could start a dialogue, a conversation which could shape the future of two nations and their millions of citizens. The significance of this invitation amplifies when we consider the fact that, if accepted, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari would be the first Pakistani foreign minister to step foot on Indian soil in nearly 12 years. This is monumental. This is history in the making. This could be the dawn of a new chapter in the India-Pakistan narrative. But what led to this moment? What were the forces that pushed these two nations to extend an olive branch? Well, it's important to mention that this invitation didn't emerge out of thin air. It came on the heels of Pakistani Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif's call for talks with India over all outstanding issues, including the contentious issue of Kashmir. This call for dialogue is a testament to the desire for peace, a desire echoing in the hearts of the people on both sides of the border. It's an acknowledgement that the path to resolution is through conversation, not confrontation. It's a recognition that it's time to put the past behind and look forward to a future of cooperation and mutual respect. It's too early to predict the outcome of this invitation. Will it be accepted? Will it lead to productive talks? Or will it be just another chapter in the roller coaster ride of India-Pakistan relations? Only time will tell. But for now, let's focus on the positive. Let's celebrate this step towards dialogue, towards understanding, towards peace. Because every journey begins with a single step. And this invitation, my friends, might just be that first step. This invitation signals a potential thaw in the tense relations between India and Pakistan. The US has emphasized that its relationships with India and Pakistan are independent, and it wants to promote constructive relations between the two countries. In a recent display of this independent relationship, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Pakistan's Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. The agenda of their meeting was quite clear: to discuss the management of a responsible relationship with India. This is a crucial step considering the complex and often contentious history shared by India and Pakistan. Now, this meeting between Blinken and Bhutto Zardari did not happen in a vacuum. It came at a time when there was a bit of a stir on the international stage. The US had decided to provide a support package for Pakistan's F-16 fighter jets. Naturally, this decision was met with opposition from India's defense and foreign ministers. A move like this can be seen as a potential tipping of the scales, considering the delicate balance of power in the region. But the US was quick to clarify its stance. The State Department emphasized that their relationships with India and Pakistan are independent of each other. This is a crucial point. It means that the actions taken in relation to one country are not meant to undermine or influence the relationship with the other. So, what does this mean for India-Pakistan relations? Well, it's clear that the US is pushing for more constructive relations between the two countries. By maintaining an independent relationship with both nations, the US can act as a neutral party, facilitating dialogue and encouraging cooperation. All in all, this is a significant development. The US push for constructive India-Pakistan relations could play a significant role in shaping the future of these relations. The next few years will undoubtedly be interesting to watch as these dynamics continue to unfold. The recent developments in India-Pakistan relations could lead to several potential future scenarios. The overarching narrative suggests a dance of diplomacy, a tango of tension and trust, oscillating between the two nations. Yet, one can't help but contemplate the various possibilities that lie ahead. Experts have weighed in on these developments, providing insightful perspectives on the potential outcomes. Some suggest that these recent overtures could pave the way for resumed talks, a prospect that seemed unlikely just a few years ago. The invitation extended to Pakistan's foreign minister by India, for instance, could be the stepping stone towards more open and constructive dialogues. However, others caution against excessive optimism. They argue that the deep-seated issues, particularly around the disputed region of Kashmir, are not easily resolved. The potential for continued tension, therefore, remains a very real concern. It's a delicate balance, a tightrope walk that both nations must navigate with great care. Interestingly, the role of international actors, particularly the United States, is a critical element in this geopolitical puzzle. The US has expressed a desire for constructive India-Pakistan relations, reinforcing the idea that their relationships with both nations are independent. This could mean a more active role for the US in fostering dialogue and reducing tensions. Or it could simply be an acknowledgement of the complexities involved. The chessboard of international relations is ever evolving, and the pieces are constantly in motion. The recent developments between India and Pakistan are an integral part of this dynamic game. While the outcomes remain uncertain, the signs of change are palpable. As we continue to observe this unfolding narrative, Let's remember that peace, however elusive it may seem, is not an impossible dream. It requires patience, dialogue, and a willingness to understand and respect the other's perspective. While the future of India-Pakistan relations remains uncertain, the recent developments suggest a possible shift towards a more peaceful relationship.